In a world obsessed with strength, speed, and domination, there exists an art that teaches something far deeper. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, the gentle art, isn't just about winning fights, it's about conquering yourself. On the mats, size doesn't always matter. Power doesn't always guarantee victory. What truly defines success in Jiu-Jitsu is discipline, patience, and mental resilience. Every choke, every sweep, every roll becomes a test of your character. Because BJJ isn't just a martial art, it's a mirror. It reveals your ego, your fears, your limits, and then it forces you to overcome them. In Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, defeat is your first teacher. You tap out again and again. Each submission is a lesson not in failure, but in humility. You learn that pride has no place on the mats. You learn to listen, to adapt, to accept that being vulnerable is the only way to grow. The more you train, the more you realize Jiu-Jitsu isn't about breaking others, it's about refining yourself. Every day you step onto the mat knowing you will struggle, sweat, and suffer. And yet, you keep coming back. That's not just strength of body, that's strength of mind. In Jiu-Jitsu, progress is slow. There are no shortcuts, no instant victories, no easy days. You earn everything. Every stripe, every belt, every ounce of skill through repetition, patience, and discipline. While the world outside celebrates quick results, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu rewards consistency. It teaches you that mastery isn't a moment, it's a lifestyle. Each time you step onto the mat, you confront the same opponent, your own ego. The voice that says, I don't want to lose. The voice that says, I'm not good enough. Jiu-Jitsu silences that voice not with words, but with action. Through every choke you endure, every position you escape, every submission you miss, your ego breaks a little, and your character grows stronger. In this art, rank means nothing if you stop learning. Even the black belt remembers, you are always a student. Jiu-Jitsu humbles the arrogant and strengthens the patient. It transforms aggression into focus, fear into calm, and chaos into clarity. This is the paradox of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. The more you struggle, the more peace you find. The more you get submitted, the stronger your mind becomes. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is often called the art of human chess. Every movement has a purpose. Every mistake has a consequence. It's a dialogue, not of words, but of pressure, balance, and timing. In Jiu-Jitsu, control doesn't come from force, it comes from understanding. You learn to stay calm when someone's trying to choke you. You learn to breathe under pressure, to think when your instincts scream to panic. This is the essence of life itself. The ability to stay centered when the world tightens around you. To find clarity in chaos. To respond, not react. The ancient Stoics taught the same principle, that peace isn't found in avoiding struggle, but in mastering your response to it. Jiu-Jitsu makes that philosophy physical. Every roll becomes a meditation, every struggle a lesson. You begin to realize the mat is a reflection of life. Some days you win, some days you're crushed. But every day you grow, and that's the real victory. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu doesn't just build fighters, it builds thinkers. It builds patience, humility, and courage, the tools to face not only an opponent, but yourself. To understand the soul of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, we must go back to its roots, to Japan in the late 19th century. There, a man named Jigoro Kano developed a martial art called Judo, built on the philosophy of maximum efficiency, minimum effort. Among Kano's students was Mitsuyo Maeda, a skilled judoka who traveled the world demonstrating his art, a mix of throws, grappling, and submissions. In 1914, Maeda arrived in Brazil, where he met Gustavo Grassi, a local businessman. Grassi's son Carlos became Maeda's student, and from him he learned not just techniques, but the principles of leverage and timing that would form the foundation of a new art. Carlos passed this knowledge to his brothers, most famously, Elio Gracie, who adapted the techniques to suit his smaller frame. Elio realized that true power didn't come from strength, but from precision, patience, and understanding leverage. Thus, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu was born, a martial art where the smaller, weaker person could overcome a stronger opponent through technique and intelligence. Over the decades, the Gracie family brought Jiu-Jitsu to the world, challenging fighters of every discipline, proving that skill and composure could triumph over brute force. Their philosophy shaped the foundation of modern mixed martial arts, and today, BJJ remains the heartbeat of the UFC. But beyond the octagon, BJJ has become something greater, a way of life, a practice that builds not just the body, but the mind and spirit. In the end, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu isn't just about fighting. It's about becoming unbreakable, not in muscle, but in mind. Every time you step on the mat, you face fear, frustration, and failure. You're forced to confront your ego, to admit that sometimes, no matter how hard you try, you'll lose. And yet, you come back, again and again. That's what makes Jiu-Jitsu more than a sport. It's a mirror. It shows you who you are when things get hard. It teaches you patience when you want to rush, humility when you think you're strong, and calm when you're under pressure. The longer you train, the more you realize Jiu-Jitsu is life. Every roll, every tap, every lesson becomes a metaphor for every struggle you'll face outside those mats. So when you walk out of the academy, you don't just walk away stronger. You walk away wiser, more disciplined, more resilient. You carry the warrior's mind, calm in chaos, humble in victory, and fearless in defeat. Because in the end, it's not about how many opponents you've beaten. It's about how many times you've beaten the old version of yourself. This is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, the gentle art, the path of the warrior. If this message resonated with you, remember, the journey never ends. Keep learning, keep training, and keep growing. And if you believe in the warrior path, subscribe, leave a like, and share this video with someone who needs this mindset today.